We have seen how we can create parameters for the user to select the module. And now we will see how to include a GLTF object. We start by creating a new object. We copy it from one of the existing ones to get the parameters. The one we are interested in is the height, because we are going to make the whole object proportional to the height. To get the object, we can do it in a CAD application, scan it or find it, in this case in Sketchfab. We see this object. We can explore it in Sketchfab to see the detail. And we download it using the download option. We log in to Sketchfab, and in the download option, we choose GLB, which is the binary format of GLTF, which gives us the whole object in a single file. We choose from those that offer us the one of smaller size. We download. And in downloads, we see that we have the file GLB. We go back to our application. We save the changes in the database. Since we're going to save this file, we go to Collections. We click on Choose File. We select the file we downloaded and load it. It's this one. We include a piece of type GLTF, and for the URL, we open in another tab the list of images, click on the file we have loaded and copy its address. Paste it into the URL and save it. We represent it, and we see the elephant of the GLTF file. We have to put it where we want it. Along the x-axis and the head against the YZ plane. To do this, we rotate it 90 degrees in X. We name the part. We rotate it 90 degrees so that it is vertical. And we rotate it 180 degrees on the Z-axis. We want to know the dimensions of this elephant. One way to measure it is to use a block as a ruler. We use the square we already have. We give it the dimensions 1x, 1x, 1. And the UV_map texture to use as a ruler. We move it 1 meter in the negative x direction. Along the Z-axis, and we lower it 2 meters, which is useful to measure the distance to the base first. We see that the base is at 1.12 meters. And with that, we can measure the height, which is 4.67 meters. For the height to be 1 meter, we have to divide the scale by 4.67. And we're going to put it at ground level. We've already seen that the base is at minus 1.12. If we divide by 4.67, the boxes remain at the height of the elephant's base. If we remove this value, the boxes remain at the height of the ground. And we add this height to the elephant so it stays at ground level. If we also want to put it at the beginning of the YZ plane, we need to move it in X. This distance that we see here is 48 centimeters. So in X, we advance it this 0.48. What we need now is that this elephant is proportional to the high. Now we see that it is not affected by this parameter. What we need to do is multiply it by the height. We edit the high parameter. The step is 0.01. We save it. Play it. The elephant is now proportional to height. Now we have to place it at the origin since it has been displaced by the change in scale. These two coordinates, x and z, also need to be multiplied by the height. So the elephant is at the origin, and we see that the height changes the size without changing its position at the origin. We can delete the squares or just set the array size to 0. We save the name as elephant. We go to the book theme, edit the amplification parameter. We leave the no amplification option as the last one. We add a new row and select the elephant module. We save it, we render it, and here we see all the options, including the elephant. We see that the height also affects the angle piece. And the thickness changes the relative position of the piece. We modify the movement so that it does not rotate the vertical part and moves the angle piece. We remove the rotary movement, and in the angle piece we add an X to the thickness, the movement between 100.